Good morning, everyone from Los Angeles. Welcome to Trading with, excuse me, Trading with Sergio. Super Bowl's over. How's everyone doing? I didn't have a dog in the fight. Um, I bet on Robinhood on New England at 33 cents. And I also bet Seattle and under. So at the end of the first half, I closed both. Looked like New England was not going to do anything. That quarterback of theirs couldn't throw a ball out of a paper bag. So I took my loss. So I did it at 33 cents and I did the parlay at 25 cents. The parlay was already up to 68 to 70 cents. So I took the profits there and I took the loss on New England. I think overall I ended up making 20 bucks. That was something to try. I don't know. But I know one thing, Robinhood is making a killing on these bets, bets or whatever you want to call it, proposition markets or whatever. Just on the game alone, I think they had over close to 300 million contracts. And for me I bought 200 contracts at 33 cents, which is 66 bucks. Robinhood charged me $5 going in, $5 going out. And they charged me, I had bought 100 parlays at 25 cents. They charged me, I think, $3 or $4 going in and $4 going out. So just on me, on those minuscule contracts, they ended up making like 15, 18 bucks. This is ridiculous. It's crazy. And it's a source of income. I don't know, revenue, obviously, for Robinhood. I don't know how big of a revenue source it is, but as you guys know, you can bet on or you can guess on million things on these things, from politics to weather to sports to whatever you could think of. And so we'll see. Anyway, because I had a Robinhood position, I supported the company. So what's going on today? Monday, market's going back up, like the title of today's live stream indicates. Is this a dead cat bounce, or are we going to go make an all-time high? Now, if you look at certain stocks, for example, Hims and Hers, which they had a Super Bowl commercial during the Super Bowl. I think they paid $8 million for a 30-second spot or some ridiculous number. You wouldn't know markets at an all-time high or very close to an all-time high if you own that stock, right? So it is not a stock market. It's a market of stocks, unless you're, dollar cost averaging into an index. But if you own individual stocks, a lot of them are down 30, 40, 50% from their all-time highs. So how does that work? Well, that's something called rotation. Money rotates. Money doesn't sleep. It goes into stuff that institutions see proper. Not that they're right or wrong, but so that's where we are. And what do we have this week? This week we have some economic news. The calendar is not too bad. I wouldn't say it's full, but let's take a look. Let's take a look at our calendar. Let's take a look. Okay, so what do we have this week? December retail sales today, decent. January jobs report on Wednesday. Initial jobless claims on Thursday. Thursday again, January existing home sales, which I'm sure they're in the toilet because mortgage rates are really not coming down. On Friday, CPI inflation. So pretty important stuff coming around. So we'll see. We'll see what the economic data does, but I don't think it's going to be that important, to be honest with you. Market's doing what it's doing. It's in this grinding higher kind of a mode. We get a one-day major sell-off. Everybody starts panicking, and then we recover and take it all back. Except that the stocks people own are not recovering to where they fell from. So we'll see. We'll see how that's going to resolve itself. Is the rotation going to turn around? Because rotation is definitely out of Mag 7s and going into a lot of financials. I can see that on my 52-week high list, going into a lot of metal stocks, talking about metals or crypto. We'll talk about that in a minute. You know, crypto also bounced from, as we know what happened last Thursday, from 60,000 to 70,000 on Bitcoin, and on Ethereum 1,800 to 2,100. You know, these bounces do happen when markets are oversold. And silver, obviously, we know what happened. The gold, we know what happened. Massive pullbacks. Seems like settling down here a little bit. And are they going to go back? Are the precious metals going to go right back to where they were? I don't think so. I'm calling it a dead cat bounce. I'm buying some put debit spreads on S&P 500. I think this grind higher is fooling a lot of people, because people look at it, oh, market's only 2% from all-time highs. I'm like, yeah, but then how's your stock portfolio doing, right? So we'll see. We'll see where we go. I'm watching a couple of different stocks. I want to put some positions on. I do have some positions on. I trimmed today and took some profits on Robinhood. Robinhood earnings are tomorrow after the close, so maybe I'll be done by the time, you know, tomorrow afternoon comes. So I put on these four-legged trades, selling put credit spreads and buying call debit spreads with that money, and a couple of positions. I did it, and it's fine at the moment. Buying the put debit spreads on SPY like a hedge, maybe, in case we do get a sell-off in the indexes, because the indexes it's very difficult to hedge with puts on indexes. It really is. That's why I'm doing put debit spreads instead of straight puts. I mean, you obviously can do it with the futures, which I may actually do. So the key is to understand what's going on overall in the marketplace. I'm going to post a link of the live stream, so if anybody wants to come on and not debate but discuss whatever they want to discuss, you're more than welcome to do so. Here's the link. There it is. I just ask you that you're in a quiet place with a decent internet reception. That's about it. If you want to come on, grab the link. I'll see you in the green room. I'll put you on. I want to go through some charts, obviously. I'll go through the positions real quick. Not much is really going on. And yeah, that's about it. So let's go through the positions real quick. Okay, you guys can see this, I'm pretty sure. So is this a dead cat bounce? I think in the indexes it is. I think in crypto maybe we'll have a little bit more room. Ethereum maybe 23,400. Yeah, I have the BMNU position. If they call it away, they call it away. No problem. Let's go to big charts actually. Here's SPY, literally at all-time high, or very close, maybe not even 1% from all-time high. This grind higher with the MACD just doing what it's doing is, I have not seen this before. So there's always something to learn, obviously. You know, we keep breaking the 50 EMA to the downside, but then we keep snapping back, right back up. No follow through on selling whatsoever. Triple Q is lagging, obviously, because of why? Because of Max 7. Triple Q is just bouncing back to 50 EMA at the moment. The reason for that is Microsoft and Meta and Apple and Google, they're just kind of flatlining. Amazon earnings are out of the way, at least on all of these stocks. What I wanted to do is I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing this year. It's not a pivot. Oh, I see crypto's rallying now. Okay. It's not a pivot. It's more like a change of attitude a little bit. What is that? That's called something called 52-week high list. I set one up on Thinkorswim. I'm on the Thinkorswim platform. And the way you guys do that is you set up yourself a 52-week high list. And which is right here. You just save as a let's say, and then you can export it to a watch list of your choice, obviously. And here it is. There's new yearly highs, and here's the list, and then alphabetize it, obviously. Here's that. And set up the symbols as Sergio's 52-week high list. So look how many stocks there are, folks, right? It's just over probably, I think each one is 50, so maybe 3-4 pages, 150 to 100 names. And then the funny thing is, if you look at the 52-week lows, there may be as many. So what's happening is that there's a difference between haves and have-nots. For example, CRM, a big company, right? Salesforce.com is his 52-week low. It's like, all these software stocks. And look how many there are in the 52-week low list. So it's a really bifurcated market. And so if you want to participate, you better be in these stocks. If you want to be short, you better be shorting these 52-week low stocks. And if you want to go long, you better be dealing with these stocks. What I do is at the end of the day, I go through my list. And then I have my column set up as obviously last night change bid asks. I have a 20, 50, 200, 50, SMA, simple moving average, obviously the RSI and the volume, and money flow. So once you have that, you go through these stocks at the end of the day, look at the charts. I'd rather deal with, this is in the trading account, I'd rather deal with stocks that are making new highs than making a new low, like HIMS, for example, or PayPal, or many stocks that are making lower lows. And but there's a lot of financial in this group. There's a lot of metal stocks like Century Aluminum and Alcoa, and some tech stocks are in here. From just a quick glance, a lot of financials in here, like Citicorps and BofAs and things like that, and some tech stocks and metal stocks for sure. I mean, look how many stocks there are. Why do I have to go deal with IREN and freaking whatever? I mean, people are just stuck in it, So my point to you guys is, you don't need to be. I mean, look, if you're selling put credit spreads or puts, don't sell it on stuff that's like a falling knife. Sell it on stuff that is making higher highs, higher lows. You'll have an easier time managing it, because if your idea is to collect premium, it's a lot easier to deal with those than anything else. So I'm going to go through a shorter list of 52-week high lists. So let's see how many there are today. Today there's about 86 stocks in there. I'll just go through a few. This is what I want to deal with. This is Ambev. It's a $2 stock, right? But that's what I want to deal with. I don't want to deal with this. That's HIMS. I don't want to deal with Oscar. That's a favorite on X. I don't want to deal with those. I want to deal with this. Okay? Yeah. ALGM. There you go. It's just got to deal with these stocks. Right? ALM. Beautiful. That's all there is to it. This is what you guys need to pay attention to. I mean, obviously, you got to do some work, right? See all these uptrends? There are all these uptrends. Why do I have to go deal with downtrends? So this is the next one I'm watching, Sensata Technologies. It's been going sideways. Earnings are due in 10 days. I'm definitely going to start putting on a position on anyway. And see, this is what I want to deal with. I don't want to deal with guessing. We missed the trade on our group on AXTI. Oh my God, it's making a 52-week high. That's perfect. Pull back to 50 EMA. Yep, missed that one. Can't be in everything. Plus, I do too many different things. So, Caterpillar is in there. Yeah, it's making a 52-week high. Of course it is. And this is also will teach you. This will teach you, or show you where the rotation is going. So this is not the Robin Hood YOLO money, okay, folks? This is massive, massive institutional money. That's what I want to deal with. Even Cisco is in there. Wow. Cisco, after all these years, I think, you know what, it'll be interesting to look at if the charts go back that far. Yeah, Cisco is coming back. Oh my God, it just went above where it was in 2000. You guys remember the 2000 Cisco at $82? So if you bought it at the top tick, after waiting 26 years, you broke even or you're up a little bit now. Interesting. Very interesting. But then in the meantime, stock did go down from 85 to 10. Yeah. And it stayed there for a while. So this is what I want to look at. I don't want to look at, you know, a lot of airlines are in there actually. Delta is doing well. Southwest had a massive move. See, deal with those. UAL. Yeah, they're about to make 52-week highs on some energy stocks. A lot of bank stocks. And this was on my 52-week high list for about 2 weeks now. Form factor. This is what you guys want to deal with, okay? FTI Technology. Corning. These are big companies, by the way. We're not talking, you know, we're not talking about pump and dump situations, okay? And a lot of hotel stocks. Let's see, what else is in there? Yeah, a bunch of gold stocks, Johnson Controls, a lot of industrials. That's where the money's going. So, Lamentum. I should just quit doing what I do outside and then just full-time trade. These are beautiful, beautiful setups. And Charles Schwab is making a new high. I guess the baby boomers and millennials are winning that war because Hood is in the Hood. Although it's bouncing back, that was a nasty, nasty sell-off on Hood. I'm long Hood. I put on with Robin, actually, RRBN, which is a 2x ETF of Hood. I took some profits today, so I had put credit spreads in with that money and bought call debit spreads, selling the call debit spreads with very nice 70-80% profits. Leave the put debit spreads, I'll put credit spreads alone to allow time to take care of it. Under Armour is in that list today. Oh my God, I missed that move too. Look at that move. Wow, interesting, interesting. Very interesting. There's a new name showed up, UGP. Look at that. Valeris. They're all going parabolic. Look at these things. It's just absolutely just snapping. You wouldn't know. The market's had a down day if you're into this type of list. Walmart and J&J is in that list. Believe it or not. They all made 52-week highs a couple days ago. You know, just deal with stuff that looks like this. Okay, if you're going to sell puts, great, no problem. Sell puts on these things, as opposed to selling puts on and guessing lows. Like people go, Microsoft is cheap. Yeah, okay, fine. I don't want to sell puts on Microsoft. When I sell a put, I want it to expire worthless, with minimal assignment risk, right? Because most people do it that way. Most people don't sell puts because they want to get assigned, I would say, especially if they're trading. Especially if they're trading. So That's what's going to happen this year. So what am I in? I am in Robin, which is the 2X ETF of HUD. So I had sold a put credit spread, 25-20 put credit spread, and bought the 30-40 call debit spread at 60 cents credit. Now I'm trying to close everything at like $1.60 to $1.80 credit the other way around. But then I split it up. I sold the call debit spreads, a bunch of them this morning. And now I'll just hold on to the put credit spreads. Earnings are again out tomorrow. I have the same position on Ondas. Stock was higher and it's pulling back a little bit in the morning, but I have 10.7.5 put credit spread and paid for 10.15 call debit spread. And yeah, that's what's going on. That is what's going on. Sorry, give me 1 minute. Okay, so I have a long option position on DLTR, which is not participating, although Dollar General is. Although, yeah, that's about to make a 52-week high. Probably, if that makes a 52-week high, I think the whole group is going to go. I have a position in Open Door. I want to actually start looking at NEO. Look at a position I should put on. I don't know. It's still NEO. It's still under its 200 EMA. MACD under 0. I am not sure, to be honest with you guys. And and I'm buying some put debit spreads on SPY 480, 470. I'm sorry, 680, 670 PDS for March regular expiration. Yeah, we did get a little quick sell-off there, and then we're kind of snapping back up. I don't know what happened there. Okay. At the same time, TLT, which is the inverse indicator of the 20-year treasuries. It's a bond ETF, but it's inverse. So that means if TLT is going down, actual interest rates are going up. And if TLT is going up, that means interest rates are going down. Housing stocks are fine. I'm actually looking to get a position on Toll Brothers. That's about to break out after a massive, massive base like this. Things like this happen when they break out, like SPG. After these like big bases, they break out on good volume, you need to participate. Another one that was like that is, look at this, right? Look at all this sideways action on Regal Rexnord, and most of you haven't even heard of this company. Stock only rallied 65 points in about a week, right? But that's because it collected all this energy and then it broke out. So while it's going sideways, obviously you can sell strangles, you can do all kinds of things. But when it starts moving, you need to move with it. So that's why I'm kind of looking at ST, Sensata Technologies. Actually, it's not an expensive stock. We're looking at fundamentals. And if you look at the long term of that, the stock used to be as high as 65. It's actually just coming off of its lows. It's at the 200 EMA on the 10-year weekly chart. MACD's above 0. Everything is looking good. I think on this, after this earnings, we'll probably push to maybe 42.5 range. Well, stock's only 35.5, 36. So I think it's a pretty good move coming up on that. Myself and the chat group will participate in that. And yeah, NEO, one of my members is big in NEO. He keeps saying, oh, they're going to be profitable. I'm going like, oh, look at this chart. Why would I want to be in NEO? I'm not sure. But maybe we'll go with that one this time. Maybe I'll just wait until MACD goes above 0. Yeah, you know. So silver bouncing a little bit after a nasty sell-off. I mean, that was nasty. Same thing with gold. Gold is actually behaving a little bit better. And then finally, crypto. IBIT is the iShares Bitcoin ETF. I mean, this is disaster. So that's why I named today's podcast Dead Cat Bounce. Well, I don't know who came up with dead cat. I don't know if anything dead bounces, but that's a saying. I like cats, so don't hate me for it. So we just absolutely got annihilated when we broke under this sideways continuation pattern for about 2 months, and then when we broke, it was a washout, right? The only good thing is it looked like capitulation volume, actually. IBIT traded 300 million shares that day. So usually when that kind of volume shows up, it's probably a capitulation bottom. But then if you're a technician, a retest is in order. And so to me, it's like, I don't know, same thing on Ethereum and same thing on Solana. Look at this thing, folks. And this is the Solana ETF. It's fairly new, but this is the 2x ETF of Solana. Look at that disaster. I mean, wow. Look at that. So, where can we go on Ethereum? Same thing. Just broke from this descending triangle, and we just died. Got into support though. Big volume. Looks like again capitulation volume. Could we bounce more? Sure, we could. And would it coincide with my BMNU finally getting taken away? Absolutely. MicroStrategy or strategy had a big rally. It's up a couple of points today. That thing got down to 104 from 457. And for all the BMNR fans, Tom Lee haters or whatever they are, that thing only went from, I don't know, 68 to, I think he hit 15 last week. Yeah, somewhere in that range. You have about 16. Crazy, right? But then people don't have an understanding of how these things move. This is Ethereum, and BMNR is going to move with Ethereum, folks. That's it. There's no ifs, there's no buts. If Ethereum doesn't go up, BMNR is not going anywhere. And conversely, or BMNU is not going anywhere either, which is the 2x ETF, which a lot of people are stuck. Let's look at a few Mag 7s. Apple actually was doing well, but then today, it's a little bit of a pullback. Microsoft just bouncing back, another dead cat bounce. Meta actually, same thing after earnings. It's just kind of sold off into support. They're all going sideways. So my thing is indexes are not going anywhere until Amazon actually broke down. Indexes are not going to go anywhere until Mag 7 straightens itself up. And with these types of charts, it's going to be a while. So that's why my guess for 2026 was up single digits on the indexes, maybe 5-6%. But then I think it'll be a stock picker's market. Google is actually the best out of the bunch. And, and NVIDIA, same thing. It's been sideways for how long now? I don't know, since last July. Literally, it's just the same price as it was last July. So, and Tesla, came down to 200 EMA, tested it, bouncing off. So these are all bouncing into resistance now. So I'll be really careful here next couple of days to weeks, 10 days or so in the market. Indexes are ruled by these very heavily market cap stocks, and 10 stocks are actually 85% of the S&P 500 because it's a market cap weighted index. So if the indexes are grinding higher, there's a reason for it. They're not going to go just make all-time high after all-time high unless Mag 10, if you want to call that, participates. And last but not least, VIX. VIX just turned its head up. It's getting hammered today, down to 17. It got up to 23. And, that's about it, man. I'll go off to the front, answer some questions. And then I'll go have a cup of coffee and finish the day. Finish the day. My members chat's going wild. They're just going back and forth about something. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, bought the put debit spreads just for a little hedgy kind of a thing. I have some orders actually to buy the Robin put credit spreads back. I had sold them at like 260 credit. They're down to like 130, 140. And then I had bought the call debit spreads at about 180. We got out at 290, 310. So that's going to be fine. Ondas, I don't know. I'm hoping for a rally to yeah, it's pulling back. I'm looking for a rally to maybe 12-ish. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, on Hood, earnings are due. Stock is hanging in there. It's rallied from 70 to almost 88 now. I mean, again, massive sell-off, massive volume. It's just bouncing back to, usually stocks will bounce back to where they broke down from. If this one gets up to 97 range, I'll be a seller. Anywhere between 92 and 97, I'll close the position. There's a reason this is happening, right? So stock price is always right. Don't argue with the price. If the earnings are even good, actually, a lot of stocks are being sold off, unless you just really blow it out of the park. You know, Hood got expensive at 154. Did it get cheap at 70? No. Still expensive, but much less expensive. Let's put it that way. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Hey everyone, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Nuri. My head looks green. Yeah, it's because there's a green screen behind me, that's why. Doug, good morning. Demby Lane, whatever, good morning, loving it. Okay, I hope you're loving it. Stocks bounce back Friday. They're bouncing back today. How many dead cats we have? A lot. I don't know. A lot of dead cats. Yeah. So stocks are going to do what they're going to do. I mean, you know, you can't argue with the markets, man. Markets are here to prove everybody wrong, to make everybody wrong. You just kind of trade if you're trading and survive. And it's not as easy as some of the idiots on X make it sound like, oh, I sell puts, everything is fine. I'm like, yeah. If you sold puts on HIMS, or if you sold puts on Oracle, or if you sold puts on Microsoft before earnings, if you sold puts on PayPal, if you sold puts on MSTR, if you sold puts on BMNR, all these favorite, if you sold puts on Oscar, you're just going to get hammered. That's all there's going to do it. So that's why I don't want to deal with those this year, right? And, but anyway. So it doesn't seem like anybody wants to come on. So I'm going to say, see you guys on Wednesday. So the schedule this week is trading with Sergio on Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Friday, Power Hour, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Please put a thumbs up. Please share. If you want to join the Telegram chat group, send me, go click join, and then send me an email, sergio@sergioavadian.com. I'll send you the link. It's a pretty good group of traders. And so what do you get for that? You get my trades live. Again, none of this is trading financial investment advice. What I do is very risky. Do your own due diligence. And you'll join the group. And so you get my trades live. You get my positions live at the end of every day. I also post my positions Monday, Wednesday, and Friday free for the YouTube channel subscribers, regular subscribers, on the community page of the YouTube channel. And then you also get the live stream once a week. You get to see me for at least probably 90 minutes or so that they last, where I answer questions one-on-one It's a lot more interactive with the members as a special perk. And yeah, that's where we are. And we'll see where we all end up. Not opening any new positions, keeping some dry powder aside, in fact, taking profits. So we'll see where things are going to be by Wednesday. After the economic data is released, pretty quiet day today so far, to be honest with you. Most of the earnings were pretty good on the S&P 500. About 70% of the companies beat. So that means a lot, just for the fact that S&P at these levels is considered expensive, but then the earnings are supporting the price. So you can ask me, like, why are you going to buy and put debit spreads? It's just a hedge, because I feel like I'm a little too long. So, just a little hedge. Will they work? I don't know. On a sell-off, yeah, they'll probably work. But, the key is to just stick to the routine, stick to the 3 Ps: patience, position size, and planning, and understand risk. Because most people don't understand risk. And then they blow an account, then they'll figure out, oh, that was the risk. Okay, yeah, that was the risk. So I'm going to end it with saying, may all your longs skyrocket and may all your shorts tank. So with that said, I'm going to go. You guys stay healthy, be well. See you guys on Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Adios.